A deep dive into the Four Town manga. This video was made by Red. I'm just posting it because she deleted her channel. Anyway, spoiler warning.
Hi guys, it's Red. Sorry for deleting my channel with no warning. Sorry for deleting my channel with no warning, but we all gotta grow up someday, and quite frankly, I'm done with everybody's bullshit. But I wanted to post this first before I just kind of said, fuck you guys, I'm going home. Today I will be reviewing the Four Town manga. Four Town for real. Warning, this does contain spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers for this book, leave and come back later when you read it. We're just kind of going to do a deep book analysis, and then we're kind of going to talk about what I think could have been done better, what I think they should add, if they were to do another sequel to the book. You get the gist. So, obviously by the cover we see the friendly vibe on these guys, and if you don't know anything about this book, it basically dives into the backstories of a few of the members. We get to see Taeyoung, Jessie, and Z's backstories. We don't get to learn much about T, and we don't get to learn much about Robert, but some things are hinted at with them, and we'll talk about that later, so let's get into it. So before we actually get too far into the book, I wanted to start at the very back of the book because it actually reveals the canon ages of all Four Town members. So it says Robert is 22 years old, his sign is a Leo, he likes caffeine and traveling, and he dislikes phlegm. And then we get a little comic about him on the red carpet at a fashion shoot versus how messy and sloppy he is at home. And then Aaron Z, 22. His sign's an Aquarius, he likes sports and dancing, and he dislikes spiny cacti. And we get to see a mini comic about him getting his shoe stuck. Okay, so we get a mini comic about Z having a nightmare about getting his shoe stuck in an escalator and falling into the escalator underworld. And there's this cute little bear thing. And he's just like, hello, Aaron, to leave you must tell me all your feelings. Taeyoung, age 18. He's a Libra, he likes wildlife and spicy food, he dislikes overcooked noodles. And in his mini comic we see him giving an interview about his pet birds, Leon, Harupi, and Ogata. And then one of them poops on his head. Jessie is age 28. He's a Cancer. He likes pottery and family, and he dislikes unrollable sleeves. And his mini comic is about him opening a jar for Robert. And then Aaron T, age 20. He's a Sagittarius. He likes overalls and hype, and he dislikes banana peels. His mini comic is about him being the eldest of 5 siblings and being a terrible influence on the youngest. So that's pretty nice to finally get some canon confirmed ages for the boys. But now that we know that much, let's go back to the beginning of the book and talk about the actual chapters themselves. Okay, so the first part of the manga I'm going to refer to as the prologue, because the prologue, it just kind of introduces the story. So in the prologue, all the Four Town members have just arrived back in Toronto, Canada from their... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Before we get into the prologue, I wanted to showcase this adorable photo. You get to see Robert's exposure on a unicorn. And you get to see Jessie exposed on a unicorn, and Tay just being like, save me, I'm scared. And then T and Z are on a pig. They're all dressed like pirates. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to the prologue. In the prologue of the book, all the Four Town members are just now arriving back in Toronto for an interview. And, they entertain their crowd, and they talk with the interviewer, and we actually get to learn where the boys are from. So We're Four Town, a Canadian band. We make our own music and do our own choreography. I'm Robert from Toronto. Sup, Aaron Z, also from T-Dot. I'm Jesse from Charlottetown, absolutely charmed. Pleased to meet you, I'm Tae Young from Calgary. Heh, I'm just the other Aaron, the T one. And in true best friend fashion, you are not just the other Aaron. And where are you from? Vancouver. Look at their little laughing faces. That is so cute. Anyway, the interviewer goes on to ask them a bunch of questions that were asked by their fans, like how it feels to be back on home turf, or some fan-made questions. We actually get a cameo from May Lindley, because this question was this fan question was faxed in by May. If you had to pick one Four Town member to be stuck on an island with, who would it be? T and Jesse both choose Tae Young because of his skill with animals. He could get the animals to be helpful. And Tae chooses Jesse because Jesse's ability to make ceramic cups and pots would be useful for boiling water or making food. Then we actually get a cameo from Do Mei Shi, and she asks, what do your PJs look like? We get heart-filled answers from everyone, just little details, and then we learn that T sleeps naked. We move on to the topic of fan mail, the boys perform, and then they get in the car ride home. Although, thus far, the boys have seemed cheerful and happy. Once they're back in the car, the demeanor completely drops. Robert seems rather upset while on the phone with someone, and the vibes is just extremely serious. For everyone except T, anyway. Someone from the front, I'm going to assume is their manager, hands them their schedule for the upcoming week, and the boys all decide what to do with their free time. Jesse decides to go to a ceramics museum. Robert and Z both decide to do some dance practicing. T anonymously decides he doesn't know what he wants to do yet, and Tae decides to tag along with Jesse at the ceramics museum. So now that they all know what they're doing, the prologue closes and we enter the first chapter, Closing the Distance. Closing the Distance is a chapter between Tae Young and Jesse exploring the ceramics museum. I thought this was going to be lighthearted. I did not expect to leave this chapter crying. I went into this book a T Kitty. I came out of this book a Tae Kitty. Oh my god, let's get into it. So the trip to the ceramics museum starts off pretty well. Jesse finds out that they have a drop-in workshop where they can paint animal ornaments, and Tae Young is so excited. Animal painting? He's so cute. I love his little face. Tae he's so cute in this book. Anyway, they go through the animals to try and see what to decide, and Tae Young decides to be a little animal nerd, and Jesse teases him about it. And then we get to see Tae Young's adorable example as a red panda. It was so cute. Tae surprisingly, surprise, quote unquote, chooses to paint a bird, and he suggests a penguin to Jesse. And Jesse, is it because you think I'm bad at dancing? And Tae gives a really sweet, it's because you're going to great lengths to provide for your family, just like penguins do. And it's so sweet. So anyway, as they get painting, we see Jesse get right to work. But we notice Tae Young being rather indecisive, not sure what color to use. And Jesse asks him how it's going, and no need to be shy. And Jesse's even can't decide what to do. You could paint more realistically, or go with something more abstract, or mix it up. There's no right or wrong. My penguin looks like cheese because that's what my kids are into. I love that. I love that. You go, Jesse. You can draw inspiration from people in your life, too. Who's been your cheerleader? Your mom? Your dad? And then we get to this panel with Tae Young, seemingly panicked. He drops some glaze on his ornament. His eyes are wide, and then in a moment, I messed up again. It's okay. We can wipe it off. See? If only it was that easy. It was at this moment that I knew you were about to traumatize me with this boy, and I wasn't ready for it. Like, he was too cute to be true. I just wasn't expecting this to be what happened. I should also say, I've already read this manga like 6 different times before I did this review, so. Anyway, they continue looking at things in the ceramics museum, and Jessie notices Taeyoung's rather gloomy expression. Taeyoung seems to be hanging behind and just being quiet. So Jessie decides to open up about himself to get Taeyoung to speak. Come look at these guys. They're cute. It's nice that they were able to keep the set together, like a family, no one left behind. Taeyoung is kind of confused by the comment, so Jessie explains. When I was a kid, my birth parents placed me for adoption because they weren't ready to take care of me. I was adopted by a loving couple, but my adopted dad passed away in an accident soon after. My adopted mom never got over it. I was too young to help her process her grief. Kids at my school would draw pictures of themselves with their family, and somehow I became convinced that the cure to all my problems would be to get a family. But there was no way to get my birth parents back. I had no way of finding them. It was impossible to fill that void. But I went and did the next closest thing. I became a dad without even knowing what that really meant. And that didn't fill the void. But that didn't fill the void. At least not completely. So, I'm gonna take a minute here. I wasn't expecting Jessie to be that deep, but damn, that was some good delivery. And like, to have him try and do that to like open up Tae a bit more is like, it's yes. Moreover, this is something I think they should probably explain in the next book if they come out with another one, which I hope they do, because there's a lot of unanswered questions in here. Are Jesse's kids adopted like Jessie, or is there a woman in his life? We don't know that yet, but I would like to know. Because if Jessie adopted them, that's really sweet. But you know, it's just like, I want to know. Anyway, continuing on. Jessie continues by saying, "Don't get me wrong, I would die for my kids, but sometimes I feel like I've abandoned them. I'm not there for them. I barely see them." And Taeyoung, just the cutie ever. "No, you're a good dad." And then Jessie gives a big, long, sappy speech. So Jessie says, "I hope so. You remind me that even if I'm far away, I still miss them, love them, think about them, and work hard for them. And I am not alone. Thank you. I'm surrounded by amazing people. You, Town, my kids, you're all a part of my family. Everyone supports each other. And when we're together, not only does this void inside me fill up, we can help fill that void for other people too." And then Jessie looks over at Tae. "So what's your void like? What's been eating at you? Huh? You're gloomy." "It's nothing." In true teenage fashion, Taeyoung shuts down. Technically, Taeyoung's not a teenager. As we discussed, he's canonically 18, but teen's still in the title, so I'm still going to count it. Obviously, he's an adult, not a minor, but still. So Jessie sighs. I guess he's not ready yet. Later on, Taeyoung's looking at this beautiful piece of art, and he asked Jessie, "What do you want your kids to be when they grow up?" And Jessie says that whatever they want, as long as they're happy, kind people. Taeyoung turns around and basically yells, "You don't want them to be successful?" And Jessie, in confusion, is just like, "What makes you think they wouldn't be?" Never mind. Taeyoung goes to walk away and shut down again, but Jessie grabs him and is just like, "No, it's okay. You should try and speak your mind more. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at everything." "Whoa, I didn't say that." "No matter what you say, I won't judge you or make fun of you. Trust me." So Taeyoung finally opens up. And this is the thing I was not expecting, but I feel like I should have expected it. Taeyoung messes with his hair a little. I didn't apply to any universities, and my father is very angry with me. I can't do anything right. Look at your hair. You've become a delinquent. Are you wearing makeup? What's wrong with you? Don't be foolish. You can't do this forever. It's not stable. No matter what I do, you have some money. Go apply to a university and get a proper job. I always set him off somehow. He'll never approve of me. My parents did everything they could to give me a good life. They became members of the community and found steady jobs and earned money. They endured so much to put me on the right path. Has it all been wasted on me? Am I a terrible, ungrateful son? This is so sad. Like, I knew he was too cute to be true. He was too cute to be true. But this, I did not expect to come out of this book a Taeyoung Kinney. Like, relatable. Jesse interrupts Taeyoung's thoughts. You're not. You're using what they gave you to find your own version of happiness and success. There's nothing wrong with that. What was the right path for them might not be the right path for you. I believe that whatever path you choose will be a great one. And if that path stops being great, you can always try something else. Universities are expensive and they aren't going away. There's no guarantee that a degree will get you a job. Have you ever talked to your dad about how you feel? What you want? Taeyoung gives this adorable anime-esque face. Of course not. We don't talk. This is already a lot. Thanks. Sorry, bye. And then Taeyoung runs away with probably one of my favorite panels. And Jesse takes it as a victory. At least he opened up a little bit. Later, the two go outside and they seem to be drinking boba. And Taeyoung, in Taeyoung fashion, has some bird feed in his pocket and he's offering it to pigeons. And then May's father, Jin, comes walking down the road with a box full of fake weapons. Jesse taps Tae to remind him he's in the way. And Tae does this adorable, "I'm sorry!" And then Jin recognizes them. Are you two Taeyoung and Jesse from Town? Sorry. That's us. But can you please keep it a secret? Yes, of course, my daughter and I are big fans. He's so cute. Oh my god. Okay. Really? Thank you both so much for your support. Why is Tae so cute? Oh my god. And then Jin goes on a tangent. It's a little gay, not gonna lie. But for the sake of time, pause to read. So Jin asks for a photo with Town. Well, with Jesse and Tae. And they oblige. And then he says, "Good luck with your concert." And they wave goodbye. Jesse taps Tae. You have won Dad's approval. He thinks you're on the right path. Wait, make that two. This is so cute. Oh my god. And then we got some beautiful artwork panels. He's so cute. And then Jesse goes, "The bird dads approved too." Shut up. And then the security guards chime in. Me 3, me 4. Oh my god. Want to join our dad group chat? Okay. Do you use ICQ Messenger? Uh-oh, what's that? Not tech savvy. So that's the end of Closing the Distance. And honestly, I like that chapter. If there were anything I'd say they should have added to it, it's just, a little bit. Honestly, I think it's fine. I like the way it is. It really didn't have a place in this chapter, but if they make another manga, I would like to know if Jesse's kids are also adopted or not. Like, I would like to know, because yeah. Also, poor Tae, he's so traumatized, and he deserves so much better than his asshole of a dad. Well, I wouldn't say traumatized, but Tae's definitely got some trauma going on, some daddy issues, and he deserves better than his dad. Sorry if you can hear that yelling. I'm currently in a college dorm. But anyway, Tae deserves better than what he got. And yeah. This is a little, one thing I will say though, is like if they make a mini series about Four Town, or if they make another manga about Four Town, I would like to see Taeyang interact with his dad, because I'll actually tell you why later when we get later in the book. Hey y'all, unfortunately you will no longer be able to see my face, and I'm not going to show as many pictures this time around, but we're on the next chapter, which is called Attention. Now this chapter focuses on Aaron T and one of his bodyguards. It's very silly. Compared to the last chapter, it is definitely more lighthearted. So let's get into it. So, the chapter starts with Aaron T coming out and greeting his bodyguard. I'm Aaron T. You my dude for today? The car is this way. What should I call you? Natar. Sorry, T sounded very southern there. Natar? Am I saying that right? Why do I keep doing... Sorry, I don't know why I keep making T southern. Anyway, yes. Cool, good to meet you. You're welcome. Where are you going? Let's go shopping. Green West. The mall. It's very crowded there. I'm cool with that. I need to make a few calls first. So Natar gets out of the car and he takes some calls, and T's standing there very impatient about the whole thing. And at the mall, T's kind of dragging Natar around. He puts on a little fashion show, and then he makes Natar put on a fashion show. And then they keep going shopping, and then they buy some frozen yogurt together, and T drops his, and he does this iconic little no! It's so funny. So Natar buys him a new one, and he's just such a silly, goofy boy. This chapter is so fun and lighthearted. And then a bunch of passerbyers start to notice that it's actually Aaron T. So they kind of start following, and Natar's like, yo, buddy, we need to go, because this is about to get bad. And she's like, nah, we're fine. So as they're leaving the store, a girl asks T to sign something, and he does. And then the whole crowd starts attacking him. Someone steals his, the clothes he bought. Someone steals his hat. They're yanking his overalls, his shirt. It's a whole situation. So Natar grabs him and they run. They try to run to the exit, but it's blocked. So they do the classic Disney thing where they hide and pretend to be mannequins. And the shop owner comes to yell at them, but T turns to apologize. He's like, Aaron T! Oh my god! So they have to run again. And they wind up going into a staff-only room. And Natar is out of breath. And T's just like, that was fun. If this is your idea of fun. You're ridiculous. I just lost 10 years off my life. It's all good, it's all good. It's not so bad. You've been smiling a lot, right? This is the desperate laugh of someone who has given up all hope. I'll take that. After a while, Natar checks outside to see if the crowd has cleared, and they have not. So he tries to find another way out, and T finds some pots and pans. He picks them up. He goes outside to the fans. He bangs them together, and he gets all of the Four Townies' attention. My dearest Four Townies! We have 100 CDs! Signed! Yes, signed by all 5 Four Town members! Waiting for you at Sam's! They're closing in 5 minutes! This is a race against time! Go forth! Charge! Signed by all of them? Really? Oh my god, 5 minutes! Why didn't you do that sooner? Next time I'm here, we should totally hang again. I'll be out sick that day. And then when Natar gets back to his boss, he's still wearing the outfit T bought him. And that's the end of the chapter. Honestly, I liked it. Compared to the kind of darker set theme of Taeyang and Jesse's chapter, I definitely think this was cute. However, it didn't tell us anything about Aaron T's backstory other than that he truly is a goofball. And I love that. But if they release another book, I do want to learn a little bit more about him. Like, even if there's no drama to it, just like tell us more about him. Why is he so flexible? Was he like maybe a cheerleader in high school or something? I don't know. Like, tell us more. But honestly, I enjoyed that chapter. It was nice and lighthearted. It kind of balanced out the book nicely. And then the next chapter in the book is called The True Crew. This is Robert and Z's chapter. Okay, so in The True Crew, we see Z in the dance studio, and he's practicing his dance moves, and he ends all of his dances with last breath. He looks at himself in the mirror. He never messes up like I do. Mr. Perfect Robert. The fans scream the loudest for him. He's the one in the news, the singer, dancer, genius. It's always been Robert. 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 Wouldn't it be nice if he... Oh, no, what am I thinking? He's always ahead of me. I'm tripping over my own feet behind him. Smack. Get yourself together, man. No matter what, you need to ace this. Every beat, every note, every move needs to be perfect, or else what? I become irrelevant? I become useless? I'll lose? Last breath. Z slips in what I'm assuming is his own sweat. He falls on the floor. How long have I been doing this? It hasn't led to anything. I'm not getting better. I'm a nobody. I've been chasing the impossible. And then we get to see Z and Robert when they were younger. Want to audition with me? A band? That's your thing. I'm going to audition, but wouldn't it be better if we both got in? Your dancing would be great for a band. I saw your dance battle yesterday. You were sick. You saw that? How could I miss it? Top rocks? What? I don't know. You're gonna have to teach me some of those moves, like the heart grab one. It was dope! I'm down to practice together. Good to have you on board, bro. I call it the heart taker, but other people might call it something else. Look at his passionate little dancey dance. Wicked! Watching you perform gives me chills. It's like the definition of musicality. Pure, raw, emotion, realness. I want to tap into that. Says the superstar of every production. I need to get better. Dude, is your mom? What the? This audition could be my big break. I need more. What? This is why I needed you. I will take everything that makes you great and make it mine. You will be reduced to nothing. Z wakes up. He was having a nightmare. He looks over to see Robert working on a song beside him. Bro, you were out cold. Aren't you supposed to be at a photo shoot? The photographer had an emergency, so it was cut short. Can't say I mind. I swung by home, then figured you'd be here. Given how long we've been together, I probably don't say this enough. I love you, bro. If we were born earlier, we wouldn't have had the opportunities we do now. We wouldn't have made it without each other. Being able to take on these challenges with you, I'm so grateful for that. And with that, here's to you, the great one. Aren't these pogs? Yep, I found them in my room. I can't believe you still have these. I remember you were so pissed when I won some of them off you. Look at the babies! Sorry. This one was your favorite. Oh yeah, I was gonna be the next big hockey player. You should have it, huh? Bro. Next time you think you need to push yourself past your limits, don't. 'Cause you're already the great one. This is so sad! No, I'm not. Sorry. I'm not who you think I am. And quit being so mushy out of nowhere. Bro, we're mushy in our songs. You should be used to it. So listen up. Here's a song I've been working on, inspired by you. So, I don't know the melody to this, obviously. I hope Disney releases it, but I'll just read you guys the lyrics. You are the one adding spice and flavor to each verse, shaping our moves till we smooth and groove, channel the vibe out to every person on this stage, tumbling together just to make the cut. It'll turn us into diamonds soon enough. True crew is brilliant and shining. Pull up when you are struggling. Counting on them to keep it true and make a brand new. And make you feel brand new. Soak in the excellence when the crew is here. It's rough, but that's what I have so far. Z covers his head with a hoodie. And Robert's like, I can't tell if you like it or hate it. And then we got a little mini comic. I wrote a rap part for you, too. I'm not rapping about myself. Bro, I poured my heart out to you. What do you think of me? And then 10 minutes later, there's no answer. And that's the end of that chapter. I mean, it was nice to get to know kind of Z's inner thoughts. I will say, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but in like the prologue of the book, there's actually a moment where Robert had to nudge Z to remind him to speak during the interview, which was interesting. I like that these two have history, and like Z, sweetie, you're doing great. You don't need to be upset with yourself. You're amazing. Like, you poor boy. You don't have to feel like you're less of yourself just because of, your inner thoughts. You're amazing. Yeah. Honestly, I think it would be nice to know a little more about Robert's backstory next time, because as of now, I can still call him an attention whore. Obviously, I'm not showing you all the pages in this book because that would literally kill my phone storage, A, and B, I want you to read it. Like, I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. Like, I'm reading the book to you, but there's a lot of panels I'm not showing you because I want you to buy it. I want you to read it. I'm not even sponsored, but this is worth your money. We don't get to learn much about Robert, though we do see him deliberately taking attention away from everybody else during interviews. Or, random things like that. Like, Z's entire backstory consists of Robert taking attention away from him in all of the panels you see of him as a child. So, yeah. However, Z did mention something about Robert's mom, and that makes me curious. I would like to know more. There is one more chapter. It's kind of the closing chapter of the book, and that's called Breaking Free.
I'ma let y'all read the last chapter. You may need to pause. I really enjoyed this book. The only thing I wish they would do is tell us why they are called Four Town and they are 5 of them. If they make another book, I really want to see Tay interact with his dad. Anyway, that's all.